Why do you think stars are afraid to talk about plastic surgery?
Because there's a taboo. You're bad. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, but even the shape of your face has changed.
No, it's not. I've had no plastic surgery on my face.
Hollywood loves beauty, but for some stars, the chase for perfection went too far. Once adored for their natural looks, these celebrities shocked fans when cosmetic procedures ruined their faces forever. From subtle tweaks gone wrong to extreme makeovers, their transformations became cautionary tales. Who are these stars, and how did surgery turn their famous faces into something almost unrecognizable? Join us as we unveil some famous celebrities who ruined their faces with plastic surgery. Courteney Cox. Courteney Cox has always been admired for her striking beauty. A former model turned actress, she once graced magazine covers with her effortless charm and piercing blue eyes. Her fans adored her journey from the horror hit Scream to her witty and lovable role in Cougar Town. But Hollywood's obsession with youth took its toll. Over the years, Courteney turned to fillers, anti-wrinkle treatments, and possibly a mini facelift. While the procedure is known for subtle, natural results, her lips and cheeks appeared overly plumped, distracting from her natural elegance. Her soft features slowly transformed, giving her more of a polished socialite look than the relatable star fans fell in love with. Courteney has been open about her choices, admitting that she chased eternal youth by constantly getting work done. She confessed to becoming almost addicted to cosmetic tweaks, believing they would keep her looking young. However, the actress later regretted the results, realizing they made her look unlike herself. She eventually decided to have her fillers dissolved, embracing her natural beauty again. She wanted to look like her, not a version shaped by Hollywood's beauty standards. Unfortunately, years of procedures have left their marks, making it impossible to fully erase the traces of her cosmetic journey. Despite this, fans admire her honesty and courage. In an industry where stars often hide their surgeries, Cox's openness has made her more relatable than ever. However, not every celebrity's transformation has been met with the same praise. One comedian, known for his wild hair and outrageous humor, has faced endless chatter for a very different reason. Who is this comedian? Carrot Top. Carrot Top has always been an easy target for jokes, mostly because of his wild, mop-like red hair and over-the-top stage presence. But in recent years, it hasn't been his outrageous humor or his bold comedy routines making headlines. It's been his face. The once beloved prop comedian, famous for his high-energy performances and bizarre antics, shocked fans when he reappeared after a long break, looking almost unrecognizable. His exaggerated features instantly sparked rumors of plastic surgery, with many insisting he had gone under the knife. Fans couldn't stop asking, "What happened to Carrot Top?" Over a decade ago, when he returned to the public eye, the difference was so striking that some people wondered if he was even the same person. His face appeared tighter, his cheeks looked unusually plump, and his entire appearance had shifted from the goofy, clown-like persona audiences loved to something far more polished and, according to critics, slightly unsettling. Carrot Top, however, has repeatedly denied the surgery rumors. In interviews, he claimed his transformation had nothing to do with cosmetic procedures and everything to do with a strict fitness routine and healthy lifestyle. He insisted that weight training changed his appearance, making his face look more sculpted. Still, the public hasn't been convinced. The debate continues every time he makes a new appearance, with many pointing out that his expressions now seem less natural than before. He's not the only star whose appearance has sparked constant speculation. One of the biggest names in fashion has faced the same scrutiny. with her look often stealing attention from her success. Who is she? Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace, the Italian fashion powerhouse, has been a symbol of luxury and bold creativity since taking over the Versace brand in the late 90s. Her sharp vision turned the fashion house into one of the most recognizable high-end brands in the world, securing its place as a symbol of glamour and sophistication. But while her influence in fashion is undeniable, her changing appearance has often overshadowed her achievements. Over the years, Donatella's face has undergone a dramatic transformation, leaving her almost unrecognizable compared to her younger self. Pictures from the early 90s show a fresh, natural beauty with sharp yet soft features, very different from her current look. Many believe her obsession with cosmetic enhancements pushed her too far, making her appearance a constant subject of public debate. Her famously plump lips have been one of the most talked-about changes. Too many filler injections left her top lip looking overdone, with little definition, making it appear disproportionate to the rest of her face. Critics say she didn't give enough time between treatments, which resulted in a swollen and uneven look. Another major concern is her overly smooth skin, which many experts suggest is a result of excessive anti-wrinkle treatments. At one point, her skin appeared unnaturally shiny, a telltale sign of overuse. In an attempt to fix this, Donatella reportedly underwent laser skin resurfacing, but it only made matters worse. Her cheeks, too, show heavy use of fillers, making the lines between her mouth and nose stand out more prominently. Instead of a youthful softness, her face appears tight and overly enhanced, stripping away the natural expressions that once defined her charm. Fashion insiders often joke that Donatella treats cosmetic procedures the way she treats luxury handbags, something to buy whenever she feels like it. While she remains a respected figure in the fashion industry, her transformation has sparked conversations about the pressures of maintaining a flawless image in a world where perfection is expected, but rarely forgiving. But few stars faced as much scrutiny over their appearance as one of the greatest entertainers of all time. How did Michael Jackson's unmatched talent become overshadowed by the conversation about his changing face? Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the legendary King of Pop, left behind a musical legacy that continues to influence generations. His iconic voice, groundbreaking dance moves, and timeless hits like Thriller and Billie Jean changed the face of music forever. But while his talent was unmatched, his appearance became one of the most discussed and criticized topics of his life. For many years, Michael lived with his natural look, the same youthful charm fans adored when he first rose to fame with the Jackson 5. But as his career skyrocketed in the early 80s, public scrutiny and constant criticism pushed him toward drastic changes. Industry racism and harsh media attention often targeted his features, fueling insecurities that would eventually reshape his entire face. Michael admitted to undergoing rhinoplasty after a reported accident, saying the surgery helped him breathe better for singing. However, he continued to have multiple nose surgeries, each procedure making his nose slimmer and more fragile until it looked almost non-existent. His transformation didn't stop there. Michael reportedly had chin implants, cheekbone enhancements, and eyelid surgery, gradually altering his once natural features. His skin tone also changed dramatically, sparking endless rumors. While many accused him of bleaching his skin, Michael revealed he suffered from vitiligo, a condition that causes uneven skin pigmentation. To manage it, he used treatments that lightened his skin further. Despite these explanations, tabloids mocked his changing appearance relentlessly. The public's focus on his surgeries often overshadowed his achievements, with his face becoming a symbol of the pressures of fame and perfection. His later years were marked by whispers of botched procedures and speculation about how much work he had truly done. Yet, beyond the speculation, Michael Jackson's impact remains untouched. No amount of surgery or controversy could erase his influence as one of the greatest entertainers in history, a man whose music still unites the world, even if his appearance became one of its greatest tragedies. Still, in the world of transformation, few have embraced change as boldly and as unapologetically as one New York icon. Who is she, and how did she turn her entire body into her greatest work of art? Amanda Lepore. Amanda Lepore, one of New York's most recognizable trans icons and models, has turned her body into what she proudly calls her life's work. Now 55, Amanda wasn't born Amanda at all. She was born a boy in Cedar Grove, New Jersey, and began transitioning at just 15. Inspired by the timeless glamour of Marilyn Monroe, she dreamed not of looking like the girls who teased her growing up, but like a Hollywood star. Her transformation is a story paved with silicone, surgeries, and ambition. Lepore underwent multiple breast augmentations, butt implants, and even rib removal surgery to achieve a dramatically small waist. Every inch of her body was shaped to match her fantasy version of beauty. Unlike many celebrities who try to hide their cosmetic work, Amanda has been refreshingly open about every step. To her, this wasn't shameful, it was art. Over the years, Amanda became the toast of Manhattan, building a career as a burlesque performer, singer, model, and host. Her striking, doll-like appearance made her a muse for fashion photographers and artists, while her unapologetic attitude toward extreme plastic surgery made her an icon of self-creation. Amanda has been dubbed the most expensive body in the world, a title she wears proudly. Almost every part of her body has been surgically altered, from her face to her curves. Yet for Amanda, this wasn't about fitting in. It was about control. She created the woman she always wanted to be, turning herself into a living piece of pop culture artwork. Today, Amanda Lepore remains one of the most famous faces in the New York nightlife scene, celebrated not just for her dramatic look, but for her fearless honesty. Sadly, not every star's transformation felt as empowering. One legendary musician, once admired for his natural charm and rugged good looks, faced a very different reaction. What happened when this star tried to change the face fans had loved for decades? Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers, the legendary American singer, songwriter, and country music icon, was once celebrated not just for his smooth, soulful voice, but also for his rugged good looks. Known for hits that ruled Nashville and beyond, Rogers' charm made him a household name in the 70s. His masculine, weathered appearance was part of his appeal, an image that perfectly fit his heartfelt country ballads. But years later, fans were left stunned when Rogers appeared almost unrecognizable after cosmetic surgery. The man who once embodied classic masculinity now looked dramatically different, sparking endless conversations about his altered appearance. Rogers openly admitted in interviews that he regretted going under the knife. Wanting to maintain his youthful charm, he opted for eyelid surgery and a brow lift. Unfortunately, the procedures didn't turn out as he had hoped. Many plastic surgeons have pointed out that his brows were lifted too high, giving his face an unnatural and slightly surprised look. The surgery softened his rugged features, stripping away the character that fans loved about his face. The singer himself acknowledged this, saying he wished he had left his face alone. His attempt to fight aging ended up changing the very thing that made him so recognizable. Experts explained that the combination of brow lift and eyelid surgery can be tricky. When done too aggressively, it can remove the natural heaviness of a man's brow, creating a more feminine or artificial appearance. Sadly, that's exactly what happened in Rogers' case. Despite the botched results, Kenny Rogers remained a beloved figure in music and entertainment. His fans continued to cherish his legacy for his voice, his storytelling, and his decades-long contribution to country music. But his experience serves as a reminder that sometimes aging naturally is far more graceful than trying to hold on to youth through surgery. Kenny Rogers proved that true talent outshines any change in appearance. But his story is also a warning about the risks of chasing youth. And few stars embodied that struggle more openly than one Hollywood icon. Who was she? And how did her love for surgery redefine her image? Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers, the legendary American comedian, actress, and TV host, was as famous for her razor-sharp wit as she was for her obsession with plastic surgery. Known for her glamorous early days, Rivers naturally turned heads long before she became Hollywood's outspoken queen of comedy. But over the years, her love for cosmetic procedures began to overshadow her natural charm. Rivers was remarkably open about her surgeries. She often joked about them on stage, but the numbers were shocking even by celebrity standards. In 2010, at 23, she confessed to undergoing 10 cosmetic procedures in a single day, including a chin reduction, brow lift, and multiple anti-wrinkle injections. Over the years, she also had facelifts, neck lifts, and blepharoplasty, constantly trying to maintain a youthful appearance. But Joan was no stranger to the dangers that came with her choices. She often warned others to take plastic surgery seriously, admitting that recovery could be brutal. At one point, she revealed her heart briefly stopped during a procedure, a frightening reminder of how risky cosmetic enhancements can be. Despite the risks, Rivers remained unapologetic about her decisions. Her humor often masked the pain behind her transformation, but fans couldn't help noticing how dramatically her face had changed. What was once a naturally beautiful face became tighter, shinier, and far from the Joan they remembered. While some criticized her choices, others admired her honesty. She never pretended to age naturally and was candid about every tweak, lift, and injection she had done. For Rivers, plastic surgery was not just vanity, it was part of her persona, a way to stay relevant in an industry obsessed with youth. Sadly, the comedian's later years were defined as much by her surgeries as by her comedy. But despite everything, Joan Rivers left behind a legacy as one of the funniest and boldest women in show business, a star who lived life unapologetically, even if it meant going under the knife again and again. Joan Rivers may have embraced surgery without shame, but her story also highlights the cost of Hollywood's beauty standards. And she wasn't alone. Another beloved star, once praised for her natural charm, faced similar scrutiny. Who was she, and how did her transformation shock fans? Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan, once hailed as America's sweetheart, was beloved for her natural charm, radiant smile, and bubbly personality. In the 80s and 90s, she starred in romantic comedies like When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle, capturing hearts with her sweet, innocent look that perfectly matched her lively on-screen characters. But in recent years, Ryan's transformation has shocked fans. Her once natural beauty has been replaced with a dramatically altered appearance, sparking heated debates over whether she had undergone excessive cosmetic procedures. Many argue that the fresh-faced actress who symbolized youthful innocence now looks almost unrecognizable. The most noticeable change is in her cheeks. Experts speculate she underwent cheek fillers or fat transfer, which added too much volume, giving her face a puffy, unnatural look. When she smiles, the filler appears to push upward, making her eyes look smaller. Some even say the overfilled cheeks have given her a slightly masculine appearance, far from her soft, feminine charm of the past. Her forehead also appears to have been treated with excessive anti-wrinkle injections, which caused her brows to drop over time, further narrowing her eyes. Additionally, rumors of multiple facelifts persist, as her face now has a much tighter and more sculpted shape compared to her youthful, effortless look in her prime. This transformation has left longtime fans nostalgic for the adorable actress who once embodied natural beauty. Instead of the warm, approachable girl next door, Ryan now carries the polished, Real Housewives aesthetic that feels at odds with the persona that made her a Hollywood darling. While Meg Ryan has never confirmed all the procedures, her appearance has become a cautionary tale in Hollywood's obsession with youth. Many fans still cherish the memory of her 80s and 90s glow, wishing they could see that version of their beloved rom-com queen again. Who else went from being celebrated for timeless beauty to becoming almost unrecognizable? Lara Flynn Boyle. Lara Flynn Boyle, famous for her role as Donna Hayward in Twin Peaks and for her Emmy-nominated performance in The Practice, was once admired for her old-school Hollywood beauty. Her delicate features and sophisticated charm made her a fan favorite, landing her roles in critically acclaimed films and cementing her as one of the most elegant actresses of the 90s. However, in recent years, Lara has made headlines for reasons far removed from her acting career. Her once natural beauty has been overshadowed by a dramatically altered appearance, sparking widespread speculation and conversation about excessive plastic surgery. Many fans have expressed sadness over how drastically her face has changed, making her nearly unrecognizable compared to her days as a Hollywood darling. Experts believe she has undergone several cosmetic procedures, including rhinoplasty, lip augmentation, dermal fillers, anti-wrinkle treatments, and possibly a facelift and brow lift. The results, unfortunately, have not been flattering. Her cheeks appear overly plump, and her lips seem unnaturally full, giving her the classic Real Housewife look that has become a cautionary tale in Hollywood's obsession with youth. While some of her harshest photos may be blamed on unflattering paparazzi shots, her altered features speak for themselves. Her once soft and graceful facial structure now appears overfilled and tight, erasing much of the natural beauty that defined her early career. Many believe Lara should have avoided further cosmetic work, as the procedures seem to have aged her instead of preserving her youthful charm. The transformation is a stark reminder of how Hollywood pressure and excessive cosmetic enhancements can sometimes do more harm than good. For fans who remember the Lara Flynn Boyle of Twin Peaks, with her striking elegance and effortless allure, her new look serves as a shocking contrast, leaving many wishing she had embraced aging naturally rather than chasing perfection through surgery. Which celebrity transformation shocked you the most? Do you think these stars went too far? Or were they just victims of Hollywood's impossible beauty standards? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more.